Here we go. Sorry, Pep, we just had to reset the system, and it, when we reset the system, it turned off the stream, so... Sorry, we got it fixed. Alright, it's about to start.
This match is brought to you by Expedia and Socios.com, UEFA Champions League official sponsors.
The champions! Yes!
This week, the Champions League Final Four moves from England to Spain. And after last week's 7-goal classic, tomorrow Manchester City take a 1-goal lead to newly crowned La Liga champions Real Madrid. But today, the focus is 250 miles east of the Spanish capital, where Villarreal have to pull off one of the biggest upsets in football history to stop Liverpool reaching their 3rd Champions League final in 5 years. Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool arrive at Villarreal holding a 2-goal advantage and are still on track for an unprecedented quadruple. Last week, Villarreal manager Unai Emery said it will be different at La Ceramica. More than different, today the Yellow Submarine need an epic comeback to sink the Reds. Over the next 2 days, who shall reign in Spain? Will Real Madrid or Manchester City face Villarreal or Liverpool in the biggest club football game of them all, the Champions League final?
That's the question right there. That's on everyone's brain. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win. I'm going to go with 4-2 to Liverpool.
So 2 massive nights of Champions League action ahead, and we cannot wait to bring them to you. Welcome along to our studio here in London. Good to have you with us. I'm Kate Abdo, joined by Arsenal invincible Thierry Henry, Liverpool legend Jamie Carragher, and Manchester City's big meat, Micah Richards.
In the house!
Good to see you all. Casual Friday on a Tuesday, is it, Thierry?
Casual Friday because I don't know where my tie is.
Forgot your
I
tie.
have to be honest.
For a Champions League semi-final. Who'd have
Honestly, Hall of Famers getting to your head.
No, the big game is tomorrow.
Oh!
Wow.
Let's see how relaxed you're going to be about it.
Wow. Come on, man.
Saying that, so we have got 2 days of Champions League semi-finals, and yes, it's Liverpool against Villarreal, so obviously your interest really lies in tonight, I'm sure, Jamie, but the game that I think, as a neutral, most of us are looking forward to is tomorrow night, Thierry.
Yes, it is. Obviously not saying that the game is not important tonight, and you never know what can happen. I'm sure Jamie is going to disagree with me, but it's always an if in football. It can happen, but I just don't see it. But tomorrow is the one.
Manchester City tomorrow, yeah. And I'll be streaming that live on this channel, by the way, people.
Okay, I mean, I'm nervous. And Man City have played so well. You know, got to the Champions League last season.
Won the first leg. What you nervous about?
No, but the first leg, this should have been clear in a way. They should have had a 2 or 3 goal lead going into tomorrow's game. It wasn't to be. My boy Kevin De Bruyne, you know.
Pepe, 3-1 Liverpool.
On the big occasions, but this man Benzema, I mean, he just took his game to the next level, and it was a great game for the spectacle. I've got to be honest. I think watching it. But look at this nonchalant
don't you think this man deserves to be in a final after his performance?
You know what? Benzema, he's yes. This season.
Oh, you said yes?
No, I'm not.
Imagine what he's going to be
I've never disrespected Benzema. You know that. I just said, now that Ronaldo's out the picture at Real Madrid, he's now the main man in the team, and he stepped up, and that is proved by his stats this season.
No, what you said was he's almost as good as Harry Kane now.
No, I did not say. No, let me go with this Kane.
It's better than Harry Kane. Come off it.
So, Liverpool, I mean, do you look at this one and think this is a straightforward passage for Liverpool, 2-0 up?
It should be. It should be, not just because of the scoreline, because of the level of the opposition. I'm not just going to say, oh, Villarreal is going to be a massively tough game. They're a great team. They're 6th or 7th in La Liga, so it's not the quality of Real Madrid. And the position that they're in, this will be a major upset if Liverpool don't go through. But, as I said, the first goal in the game completely changed it. And if Villarreal can get that goal, they've got goals at home. This season, I think they're averaging 2 goals a game at home in all competitions. So they believe that they can get it, but they have to get the first goal.
No.
The game's either over or really in the balance, depending on who gets the first goal.
They're not going to win.
No, I'm just saying, he's being all diplomatic.
Liverpool's going to win.
You know full well that Liverpool are going to go through this tie. And
you never know, but you never know, though.
Yep.
Jamie has been in a situation where we all witnessed it, and I'm having a go.
That's the problem. Man City haven't.
Oh, wow.
You've got the lineups in front of you, Jamie. Talk us through what we're seeing from the two sides tonight.
Well, first of all, obviously with my Liverpool hat on, what's really interesting is, at the weekend, Jurgen Klopp made more changes for a vital league game away from home, rather than this game where he's got a 2-0 lead. And I think Pep Guardiola did something similar as well. I think it just shows where the two managers are, that this is massively important. The Premier League's huge, but the Champions League is the one players and managers want. That is just that's the cream of the crop. It really is. And that, right now, is possibly as strong as Liverpool could get. You may change Jota for Diaz, but it looks at this moment that Jordan Henderson, the Liverpool captain, isn't quite in Liverpool's best choice or first choice 11 in Jurgen Klopp's eyes, but that's certainly a stronger team than what we saw at Newcastle.
Standout name as well, of course, on the Villarreal side was Gerard Moreno back in the starting lineup for them. It's something I'm sure that we'll hear about from our correspondents over there on the ground. In fact, talking of them, why don't we go out to them? Jules Breach and Guillaume Balaguer, remember last week
they
were on duty for us at Anfield. Tonight they have travelled all the way to Spain. Jules was so excited to get out of the British damp and cold and move to the warmer climes of Spain. Has God been good to you, Jules?
Versus a 4-4-2.
No, he hasn't. I haven't been saying my prayers, obviously, Kate, because it has been raining non-stop since I arrived here last night, and it's my first time in Villarreal as well. And it's a fairly quiet city from what I've seen so far. However, since approaching the stadium earlier on, this place has come alive. It is a proper footballing city where the fans are so excited for tonight. When you approach the stadium, you cannot miss it. This bright yellow giant ceramica right in the middle of the city. And as you can see, the fans are all lining the streets. Usually there'd be more though, Guillaume, but they're all inside.
Well, yes, you've got the Liverpool fans who I feel the
Here comes the players.
That looks like a bar, because of course Spain is not prepared for rain.
They look very pissed off, the players, walking in from the bus.
The Villarreal fans have been lining up the streets from the training ground to the stadium. That's 1 kilometre just to cheer the players as they were getting into the stadium.
And we've been trying to soak up the atmosphere as well. I thought I'd go and try and buy some yellow submarine merchandise in the club shop. I tried to get an actual yellow submarine, but the best I could do was a yellow team bus, which I've got here.
The submarine would have been more useful today.
More helpful today.
I'm telling you, it's never rained so much here.
I tell you what, Kate just mentioned Gerard Moreno starting for Villarreal tonight. How big a boost is that for them?
He's the man of the extra quality, of the magic moment, of link up with the attack. Obviously, they will attack better than they did last week. And Unai Emery was very disappointed about the two strikers there. None of them is involved. And Juma and Samu, it will be Dia, and of course Gerard Moreno.
Yeah, you know what? We got some really interesting news today as well, just within the last hour of arriving at the stadium, on who could be playing in the Champions League next season. So, Guillaume, just explain to us how Villarreal not winning the Champions League could directly impact Ukrainian side Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yes, you have to be focused. Everybody's got to be focused for this one, right? So, if Villarreal do not win the Champions League, that place into the group stage of the Champions League goes to the 11th in the UEFA coefficient list. That would have been Russia, but the Russian teams have been kicked out of the European competitions. That goes into Ukraine. And even though the league didn't finish, Shakhtar Donetsk were first in the league, and they will qualify directly into the Champions League group stages. And they promised that whatever money comes their way because of the Champions League or being part of the Champions League, they will share 5 to 10% with other Ukrainian teams, and that's the way to actually keep the squad together.
Drop your scores in the comments, people.
No league in Ukraine
what team and the
So
score?
huge interest in terms
Let's see
of
if you guys get it
Ukrainian
right.
football in this match tonight. And of
Let's
course,
see if you
for
get
everyone
this
that is
right.
here to watch, there's a bunch of Liverpool fans already here singing Jurgen Klopp's name, and a bunch of yellow fans that are storming into the stadium as we speak, Kate. They are all so excited for this one.
It sounds good. Guillaume, I think that Jamie feels a little profiled by you suggesting that Liverpudlians are all drinkers.
It's because my dad was there.
No, not all Liverpoolians are drinkers. Sorry, I need to correct this. All the Liverpoolians in Villarreal.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, guys. Good to see you. So then, whilst Villarreal are looking for what would be a historic comeback against Liverpool tonight, for the Reds, this season has become all about the quest for football immortality. Jurgen Klopp arrives in Spain with a new contract extension, having taken Liverpool back to where they once belonged. We're going to talk Klopp.
I love this manager, Jurgen Klopp.
After this.
Absolutely fantastic manager. He's up there with Pep Guardiola. I think he might even be better than Pep Guardiola, to be honest with you. Fortunately, Manchester City slightly have better players, but they both got great players playing for them.
Paramount is going to come crashing down. We need hits.
I got no cast, no Pacino, Brando. He's a nutcase. Can one thing go right with this picture? This movie makes my people look like animals.
New movie coming out called The Offer on Paramount Plus. Got a good cast in it, huh? New limited series now streaming. Interesting. Guys, if you're wondering what's going to be going on today, so we will have the schematical representation of the visual aid behind me to help you guys figure out where the ball's going and what's going on with terms of fouls, offsides, if it's corner, if it's a throw-in, yaddy-daddy-daddy. But there will be professional, over-the-top commentary, which will be dubbing over, you know. So what? You're going to have both. You're going to have both today. It looks like there's a slight delay of 30 seconds between the sound and the visual, so just bear with it, okay? It's as live as it can kind of get without me putting the TV on the actual stream and getting copyrighted for it, okay?
Hey man, can I get in on this?
On Wingstop? Okay. What do you want? Seem like a bonus guy.
You know you want that sauced and tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
It's your Uncle Cooper. If you and your truck are constantly tackling the regular duties of the day...
The Offer is good. I've been watching it. Oh, sweet, man. So how many, like, episodes and how many series is it? Like...
Go with the Coopers.
And what exactly is the show about? The Offer. Let me know, Pepe. Looks pretty good. I saw the trailer for it, but I couldn't figure out what it's really about. Is it like marketing? Is it like they're trying to hire like a movie set or like a people for a business? Like, obviously the Offer sounds like a business kind of transaction. Oh no. All right, they're back.
Well, this season we've often talked about Liverpool's opportunity to win an unprecedented quadruple. Just a month ago we were talking about how tough the month of April looked like it was lined up to be for them. This is how it then played out. 9 games, Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup. They dropped points only twice in that period. That was away to City and then at home against Benfica. What does it mean? Well, it means that the opportunity for a quadruple is still very much alive. Liverpool now just 7 games away from what would be a historic haul of 4 trophies. Carabao Cup they've already won. They're in the race still for the FA Cup, Premier League and for Champions League. So from now until the 28th of May, they will, or they won't, write history. Jamie, obviously you've got the 1 trophy in the bag. What happens if the worst now happens and the way that the rest of this season goes, Liverpool actually end the season with only that 1 trophy in the bag?
It will feel empty. It really will. And I've said before, this team has not won enough for how good the team is. We're talking about one of the best teams we've seen in probably in Premier League history. When you look at the numbers that
Liverpool teams,
you look at City, but they've got the titles to sort of back that up. Even though they beat City by a point, it could be a point again this season. It's whoever gets their hands on the trophy, and it will feel a little bit unfulfilled. We still know it's an amazing team, a great team, but
would it be a failure
to just win the Carabao Cup this season? If Liverpool get to a Champions League final and get 95 points in the league and lose the FA Cup final, I think it's hard to call the team a failure. I think that's a bit strong considering where they've actually got to the very end of every competition. But, so you call them failures?
Failure is a strong word. I say up to this point,
that's
it's
what I said then,
outstanding. But no. But it's a bit, but I was looking at you thinking you've been a bit light here. If Liverpool just finished with the League Cup, no matter how you want to dress it up, and they've come this far, and to end with the League Cup. Failure is not probably the correct word, but a massive disappointment.
For me, it will be disappointment, not failure. Why? Because they will lose against a team we don't know about the Champions League, a team that is, for me, as good as them. This is why, for me, it will not be failure. Because the team that will beat them eventually, like often beats them to stop them winning the league, apart from last year.
Let's hear what we're talking about.
Really good. Those 2 teams are pushing each other. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, of course they are.
Maybe, no, I won't even name before. Let's talk about now. They are really pushing each other. You wouldn't have seen Liverpool doing what they're doing without Man City, and Man City without Liverpool in the 3-4 years now.
He's got a point,
This is why I will say that it's not failure, but it will be disappointment, obviously.
Well, so I guess you guys have all been at this stage of the season and experienced these kind of games, right? I'm just interested in the mentality of a player at this point in the season when you know you are this close to something so monumental as the Liverpool players are, and all the managers will always say it's 1 game at a time, and that sounds really nice. Is that actually possible to really live that as a player? Is that possible for your mentality to be that?
The greatest time of my life as a footballer was in 2001 when we had a spell like that. We had 7 or 8 games to go.
This is Jamie Carragher, by the way, people. If you want to know who's talking.
FA Cup final, Arsenal, UEFA Cup final, and we had to qualify for the Champions League. And I didn't enjoy it enough, but you can't enjoy it. It was too tough to enjoy because every 3 days there was another game in another competition that you had to win. Now, when we were in the middle of that, we used to always talk. We had 2 cup finals in 3 days, and we weren't saying we'd love to win the 2, of course. But it was almost like I'd love to get my hands on one of them. And I think if you ask the Liverpool players now, I think if they won the FA Cup, they'd still be slightly disappointed. I think if they could get their hands on either one of the Premier League or the Champions League, they'd be delighted now. Because the fear is when you're in that position that you could end up with nothing, as what we're talking about now. So I think when I was in that situation, we were just desperate to get our hands on 1. We were fortunate we got our hands on 2 within 3 days. But the situation that you're in, it's very difficult to enjoy it. You can only enjoy it looking back.
For me, I give you both. People thought that in 2004 we would have done the treble with Arsenal. We obviously didn't. I think we had 4 important games in 8 to 9 days. People didn't care about it. But what happened is that we lost in the semi-final against Man United. We lost against Chelsea, and suddenly fear gets into you because you end up thinking that, are we going to lose everything? But on the other side, I had to do it with Barcelona, and we did the treble. But when you win, and fear doesn't come into you because you didn't lose, obviously, you take it game by game. It's not something that a manager does say. And as you say, you do not think ahead because, for example, I'll give you one. We had to play away at Madrid. And 3 days after, it was Chelsea. How do I think about Chelsea before thinking about Madrid when you want to close the league and you can't think too much ahead? So it is true. It is one game at a time. But when you lose, suddenly fear comes into you and you start to think, are we going to lose everything?
One of the things, Jamie, you said was that you couldn't really enjoy it. Is that something that you've experienced, Micah, at this stage? Because you look back, I'm sure, now and think these are some of the biggest games of my life.
I'm going to see you player talking right now. Micah.
No, I think I enjoy every moment, don't I? I think that's just my that's my character, isn't it? But I think we went to, when we was fighting for league, we was ahead. And you can't enjoy it when you're ahead. But because we weren't expected to win the league, Man United were, Man United, and they was expected to win the league at the start of the season. So when you're chasing them, there's no real fear. It's when you get ahead. You see the game, the 3-2, QPR. All the players in the dressing room, that was fear because we was only playing QPR. We was miles better than them. And then on that day, you just couldn't play your normal game, and that was fear creeping in. In the end, we managed to overcome that. But up until, the 93rd minute, that was just fear.
Now, people always talk about the fear of losing. But when it's not your comfort zone, fear of winning happens. And I watched that game, and you guys got that. You got scared to win it. And big teams know how to win. And obviously you did it, and then you became a big club. Well, I'm not saying you were not before, understand me well. I don't want to have any problem with the Man City fans, but you became suddenly a team that know how to win, and the fear of winning is gone.
Well, let's take you out to Jules Breach, who, of course, you've already seen over there in Madrid. But, Jules, you do follow the Premier League really closely. You're around Liverpool and have covered many of their games this season. I guess I'm just wondering, do you feel a sense of nervousness around this Liverpool team? And how has the contract extension of Jurgen Klopp affected that, if it has in any way?
I think for tonight, Kate, there's just an air of optimism because focusing on the Champions League itself, the fans here know they're in a really good position to reach another Champions League final. It'll be a third final in 5 years under Jurgen Klopp, which is, it's quite incredible when you think about that. Most teams in the Premier League dream of being in the Champions League, let alone reaching 3 finals in 5 years. And you mentioned Jurgen Klopp's contract extension. That in itself has given the fans a positive outlook on what could happen.
And I'm a Manchester City supporter.
By the way, those whistles you can hear in the background is the Liverpool players just coming out to warm up out on the pitch. There's whistles from the home fans and also lots of cheers from the away fans, the Liverpool fans that you can see in the stands there as well. But as we were saying, this Liverpool team are playing some really special football right now. When you go around these European press rooms on these Champions League nights,
I'll be honest,
when you hear people talking about Liverpool and Manchester City, they're not just regarded as the 2 best teams in the Premier League at the moment. They're regarded as the 2 best teams in world football. And like Thierry was saying just a moment ago, I think it's down to the fact that they have consistently pushed each other to become the 2 greatest. And for Liverpool tonight, they've got something special on the line. If they get through to a Champions League final yet again, they'll become the first English side to reach a European final, a League Cup final and an FA Cup final all in the same season.
That's
and
dope.
You have to say they'd absolutely deserve it as well. Right now they are simply sensational.
Yeah, just an incredible run. Jules, thank you very much. Appreciate you as always. Now, as Liverpool's great history shows, the Champions League is the place where football legends are made. After the break, we're going to talk the greatest teams of the Champions League era and the superstars that made their teams immortal.
That's cool. Guys, if you're just showing up, smash that subscribe button, press the like button, tap it lightly, be gentle with it, and let me know your predictions. What do you think the score is going to be and who you think is going to win this game? You can see my score prediction. I'm going 4-2 to Liverpool. I think that Salah's going to get at least 2 in the net, and I'm thinking that, let's go with Thiago. Let's go 2 for Salah, 2 for Thiago. Van Dijk is going to have an amazing game, even with his knee injury. But yeah, it's going to be 4-2 to Liverpool. That's my bettings. That's my predictions. Right now, we're just on a commercial break. The presentators are going over the game, the analysis of the game. The players, from the little clips I could see, are warming up. So, kickoff is right around the corner, people. This is in Barcelona. This is overseas, this game. And I'm watching it live on television, yeah. Pepe Le Pew of the Inway had real mafia involved. Just need to watch it. Yeah, I'll check it out, man. I think it has 12 in a season. 12 episodes. Okay. Interesting.
Businesses need to sell in person, online, and anywhere else people shop. And they can do it all on Big Commerce. Big Commerce makes it easy to sell on your own.
Yeah, so I actually, that's a good question that I'm getting from my Twitter. So I actually, I did actually stream the game live. If you're watching this, if you're from my Twitter following, I did actually I did do a live stream of the game before. I think it was Manchester United versus somebody, and I tried to blank out the characters and blank out the players, and basically like black it all out. But you could still see the ball where it's going. You could still see where the players are moving, and had the live commentary, the professional commentary. So it was all legit. It was kind of like you were watching it on TV, but it was just really bad resolution. Anyways, we had the game going for hours, but it wasn't until the stream had stopped, and the next day it got processed that they hit me with a big copyright strike. So I cannot put the live stream game on. I can only put the score chart up, the scoreboard up. I'm sorry, guys. I did try and do it. Unfortunately, it got my channel cancelled last year, and it took me about 10 months to get monetized. So, yeah, I can't do that anymore. I mean, I wanted to go all the way out for you guys to help you out, to give you the best experience possible, for free, of course, but YouTube just won't let me do it. They just copyright strike you for every little thing. But all I can do is the live commentary, professional commentary, coming from the TV, and I can have the score chart out for you guys, so you can get, a somewhat of a decent experience. I have looked at some of the streams on YouTube, and they don't have a good commentary, or no commentary. And that's half the experience, I believe, So if you guys would like to move to this channel from another channel, subscribe and set your notifications to all, because I do stream Champions League, Premiership, UEFA Cup, Europa. I do all of the championships, all of the leagues, and I do the big teams, and I still will do small teams. A couple of days ago, I did the Scottish League. I was like, whatever, just do it. A couple of people showed up. They said, hey, I appreciate you streaming that, man. Not many people are doing that. Somewhere for us to look. We're at work right now. We just needed something to listen to or something to watch, and we just appreciate you streaming the Rangers game. And yeah, and the Rovers game I streamed as well. So they appreciated it. So yeah, I'll try and stream as many games as humanly possible. I might even do some Spanish league games. Who knows? It all depends. I always go from the biggest teams first and then work my way down, because people want to obviously see the biggest teams first. All right, we're back.
There was some disagreement. Get your notes ready, Micah.
Get my notes ready,
but
of
there
course.
were
You don't
two
remember
teams
He's
that
forgot them.
No, I'm preparing properly. You know what I mean? All my notes are there.
Who wrote those for you? Because you never type your
Well, at
notes.
least I brought my tie.
It's like I attacked him.
So, two teams that you all three agreed on. Let's take a look at what we got then. So, Real Madrid 2018 was one of those. Jamie, your reasons why?
Well, it wasn't just for that season. They had an era of winning sort of 3 or 4 European Cups really close together. I think Zidane being involved. I was at this final. And I think the role of Gareth Bale, certainly on that
Zidane, what a player.
Cristiano Ronaldo at that stage of Real Madrid, they are synonymous with winning the Champions League, and to have that sort of era, just on the back of Barcelona having a similar type of era, really with special players, and not remembered so much as a great team, but maybe a team of individuals.
Yeah, but if you win it free on the bounce, you've got to be a great team. So I agree with everything that Jamie said. They was actually my number one pick, to be honest. I think they're the best. If you win it 3 consecutive years, you've got to be one of the best teams. Definitely.
One of, or you said it was the best thing, it's one of.
Well, I'm a bit younger than you, do you know what I mean? I'm not seeing everything.
Thierry, your thoughts?
No, it's simple for me. 3 in a row, you got to be in. You got to be in it. I mean, to win one is already difficult. To make one final, but to win it 3 times. So I went with that team, that era of winning 3 in a row.
So one of the other teams, the only other team that you all three agreed on was Barcelona 2009, a team that you played in, I believe, Thierry. But Jamie, talk to us about why you picked this one.
This is the greatest team I've ever seen. It is. The Pep Guardiola team, obviously Thierry there, Messi's there. And, yeah, I mean, I think that team and that manager changed football. And I think we're still seeing that today, the way teams play. I think we saw things with that team that we've never seen before.
Messi's outstanding.
In terms of how the game
Lionel
was played.
Messi, oh my goodness,
also the influence
world
it had on the
class.
Spanish national team, one of the best teams we've ever seen, and a World Cup and 2 European Championships as well. So that, for me, is the greatest club team of all time.
Now that you've checked your notes, Micah?
No, yeah, it said exactly that. I've got all the notes there. They're coming second for me. They're second for me. Xavi and Iniesta, oh, they started it. I mean, we talk about Xavi, we talk about midfielders. Xavi, we need to put some respect on Xavi's name because he started that tick-a-tacker. Iniesta come after him, and them two are the same team. Brilliant.
It's all right. he has his notes. I don't have my time.
But how was that to play on a team like that Jamie says just incredible?
For me, I understood something when I went to Barcelona. I remember, you know, people talking about the academy, and every time I was like, why are they talking about the academy all the time? Like, we're also part of this. But to dominate world football, the way we were playing that year, and people were stopping me in the street, not talking about what we won, but how we won. And the way we were playing is contagious. But having said that, to dominate world football and having a lot of players coming from the academy, not a lot of clubs can say that. And this is why, obviously, I'm biased because I played in that team, but it's generally one of the best that I've seen, yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. But for the reason that I mentioned, having players from the academy, for me, will always give an edge when you dominate in world football.
So those were the 3 teams that all of you agreed on. Then there was 2 teams that all of you agreed on. There was then 3 teams that 2 of you agreed on. So sticking with Barcelona, Thierry and Jamie, both of you had 2011 as well, Barcelona 2011.
I think that performance at Wembley, I think was, along with another team I've picked, possibly the most one-sided or best performance I've actually seen in a final. Maybe something similar to the one we've just seen with Thierry, but this game at Wembley, watching this Barcelona team, and when I say this team changed football, this is the greatest team of all time, I'm talking of that era. I'm not just talking about Thierry's team, I'm also putting that team together in some ways. It was just, you know, 2 or 3 players slightly different, but it was that Pep Guardiola changing football, Messi in that position, Xavi, Iniesta, so many of the same players. I mean, that era for me is the greatest.
Well, 2015 is... you didn't actually pick 2015, did you? But Barcelona 2015 was picked by both Thierry and Micah. That means you picked Barcelona 3 times then.
For the reason that I mentioned and the reason that Jamie just mentioned, you know, that final in 11, Man United. I mean, if Man United didn't meet Barcelona so many times in the final, I think they would have had 1 or 2, maybe. No disrespect to any other team, but they couldn't grab the ball. They just couldn't grab the ball. They didn't know what to do. And to do that to Man United at that time is crazy. And if we move on to 15, I mean, that front 3 was just
Messi,
ridiculous.
Neymar, Suarez.
Yeah, that was just ridiculous. I was at that final, working, and seriously, Juve looked like they were about to do something, but they just couldn't. And the way they win it, how they were playing, passing the ball to each other, Rakitic scoring the first goal, assist from Iniesta. I mean, they did a treble on the obviously that year. It was just once again football at its best. And again, for me, and I know I'm repeating myself, a lot of players from the academy once again.
Well, that's, I think, another reason that you also picked the Ajax 1995 team.
And for me, that's number 1. And I know, I obviously played for Barca and you know, but that Ajax team at that age, being able to do what they did, Patrick Kluivert scoring in the final against Milan, that Milan, Rijkaard back in the squad. I think they were almost all from the academy. And we all know that they all went to have great careers individually. But the way they won, it wasn't... Because people were expecting us maybe to do well, maybe to my own side, 11 and 15. But those guys, when they arrived, and then they went back to a final after that, they didn't win it. But I have to give Ajax, and I mean, a lot of respect for what they do all the time. But that team was outstanding.
I know you voted for them as well, but also from the year before, you also voted for the 1994 AC Milan side, Jamie.
Until Barcelona came along with Pep Guardiola, this for me was the greatest club team I'd ever seen. And again, I go to '94, they beat Barcelona in the final 4-0. Johan Cruyff's famous Barcelona, I think Guardiola was playing. I mean, to beat Barcelona 4-0, that was the dream team of Barcelona. But this Milan team, Tassotti picks it up because the legend of Baresi was suspended for the final. But again, it's like Barcelona. I'm not just talking about that team. This started in 1989 when they won the European Cup in '89 and '90. Arrigo Sacchi, Fabio Capello comes in. They then get to the first 3 finals, I think, of the Champions League with AC Milan. They lost 2 finals and they won that one. So that was a team who dominated Europe like Barcelona did.
Can we bring it about more modern day, please, Kate? Because I was only 5 and 6 when
Do you know who
these teams
scored that lob? Do you know who that was?
I wasn't watching. I was.
It's not in your notes.
Paying attention to my notes. No, well, I'm concentrating on my own notes.
Savicevic.
Go on, Mike, a cool, young, modern. Bring us up to date.
Bayern 2020. They've got to be in there. No robbery, no rubery.
No robbery!
No robbery! No rubery!
And Coleman,
no robbery. He gets the winner.
The final result was a robbery.
But to do this with none of the, let's say, the greatest individuals apart from Lewandowski, who scored a hatful of goals, this team has to be given credit, definitely.
Terry doesn't want to know you anymore.
Woo! What's wrong, Terry?
Robbery and robbery. Robbery! Batman and Robin.
Woo!
Anyway.
Our teammate, Peter Schmeichel, might enjoy your other choice.
Oh, yes, I've gone with a 99. See, I do remember this. This was a great team. 2 substitutes coming on, scoring. Look at that. Even though I'm a blue, you've got to give a bit of loving to the red side. Won the treble this year. Big Schmeichel. Look at him. Great memories. Sir Alex Ferguson, one of the greatest ever to do it, and that team needs some respect.
So let's take a look at the overall graphic. We put this together just to kind of represent all your choices. This is how it looks. We are going to put this up on social media, by the way. So at CBS Sports Golasso, let us know your opinions. Who did they miss? Or what do you agree with? Let us know that. I guess one of the questions would be, if either Liverpool or Manchester City win this Champions League final, do they belong on that list for you guys?
Liverpool winning 4, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I said if they win the Champions League.
Yeah, Liverpool, winning 4.
Oh, I thought you meant the quadruple.
Well, I'm going to go cook something, then watch movie, catch you later. Right, buddy?
That adds a lot. You know, when you do a treble, and I know I didn't pick Man United on
try to stop by later, man. This game's going to be huge.
It doesn't really matter. But yeah, for me, Liverpool will get into, for me, they will get in.
Only if they win the quadruple.
If they win the Champions League.
Yeah, it's not just about the Champions League.
Yeah,
it's the overall.
For me,
if they win 4 trophies in the season, that's never been done before.
Right. They have to get in.
Okay.
Because you lose energy along the way, and you still have to do it in the Champions League while you're playing on the other side. And I know it has nothing to do with one another, but for me it does. Sorry, but yeah, Liverpool will get in.
Okay.
In my list, will you? Will you get in your list?
They'd take Ajax's place if they won the quadruple. On my list.
Oh, on your list.
They'll take my number 5 spot. They'll take my Bayern if they won. Yes.
Okay, Villarreal's small La Ceramica Stadium is right now packed to the rafters for this game this evening. The Europa League winners last season, of course. Villarreal have really enjoyed an unexpected Champions League run this season. Along the way, they've also helped showcase the strength of Spanish football. After the break, that is what we're going to talk about with Guillem Balaguer. He rejoins us. We'll talk about La Liga in just a minute.
I'll be back in a minute, people. I'm going to go get me some drinks and some snacks. This game's going to be epic.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Your SUV is a multi-purpose tool, like a corkscrew fish scaler. And that means your tires should be multi-purpose too. Like these Cooper rugged Treks. They're tough, but also run smooth as butter. And with dual sidewalls, it's like having a multi-tool that can look like a completely different multi-tool. Don't take that idea, by the way. I'm going to patent it. Go with the Coopers.
Verizon is going ultra, and now you can too. The offer you just can't miss. For a limited time, get a 5G phone on us.
Delightful.
With no trade-in required. Love it. What's not to love? Verizon is going ultra, so you can get more.
We decided it's time to put a different kind of power tool in your hands. Store Mode in the Home Depot app gives you in-store tools made to help you get more done. To guide you every step of the way and explore products quickly with a scan. That way you get the top brands at the best prices without missing a beat. It's made for doing. Download the Home Depot app and see how doers get more done.
Impatience is a virtue. Waiting isn't an option. You're balanced. We got it.
PTI. I need the PDF, DOD, aka EOD. What's the ETA?
ASAP, FYI.
See my IM?
TLDR.
What?
Too long. Didn't read.
We don't need any more acronyms, but we could all use more ways to say
DNX, YOLO!
Well, we are into the semi-finals of the Champions League. We've got two Spanish... Welcome back, everybody, by the way. We've got two Spanish teams in the final four of this competition. In the last segment, of course, you saw the guys pick their favourite teams. The majority of those were Spanish. 10 out of 15 of the picks, I believe it was, were Spanish. That made us just think about, in this post-Ronaldo and Messi era, where is La Liga currently at in terms of competition with the other European leagues? Well, I can tell you that Real Madrid are currently champions. They got that wrapped up this weekend. 15-point advantage. Am I right? Yeah, 15-point advantage with 4 games still to play. Real Madrid now unassailable in that league. Celebrated winning the league after their win over Espanyol this weekend. Not sure anybody celebrated more than Carlo Ancelotti, did they?
Don Carlo.
He makes it 5. So winning in all the big leagues in the world, just. And he has jokes, wow. Yeah.
Yes, he can dance. I mean, salsa.
We need to get him on CBS.
Well, is that salsa?
Move his shoulders a little bit more.
That's never salsa.
You want a job at CBS? Look, singing, dancing.
Oh, that's the money shot.
We haven't done the cigars yet. That's the only thing we haven't done. He's done.
That reminds me of Red Auerbach, the greatest manager of the Boston Celtics, winning 9 championships, because he always had a cigar. That reminds me of that. But what a coach and what an achievement. And obviously, can you go one step further?
It's a great picture, that one. Will live on forever. I guess the question is now, looking at Real Madrid, you know, Real Madrid is a team that we've criticised consistently for being inconsistent this season. But do you think that La Liga and Real Madrid, are they getting back to being part of that top table?
I think they can be next season. I mean, Real Madrid, one game away from being a Champions League final, can still win the Champions League this season. But I think we'd say right now, Liverpool and Manchester City are the 2 best teams in Europe. But for a long time, we've said that about Real Madrid and Barcelona. And I just still think that Real Madrid is almost an aging team. It's been great players that have won Champions Leagues, and they just need maybe that fresh blood to be seen as the best team. I think Barcelona is now producing a lot of young players themselves that need those sort of big name stars that Barcelona and Real Madrid normally have in terms of going for them in the transfer market. I mean, if Real Madrid get Mbappe, and Barcelona maybe over the next 12 months financially get back on a foot, they will always be the 2 biggest clubs in the world. I don't know that will ever change.
But I think this season we didn't necessarily look at Barcelona like that because of the way they fell off and the turmoil that they were in under Ronald Koeman until he left. Things do seem to have stabilised. Where do you see Barcelona at this point in time?
Well, yes and no. They went on the bad run at home for the first time losing 3 games in the row in the history of the club. But what's very refreshing is they have a young coach. They have Gavi, they have Pedri, and they have Ansu Fati, which for me he has to stay fit. That's the only problem that he has. If not, he is very good. With the keeper Ousmane Dembele, the team is playing a bit better. Now they need to be a bit more consistent and make sure that I don't know what's happening financially there, because I'm not there, but I know they're struggling with that. Who's going to stay, who's going to leave? But they do have a young team coming, and young players coming, and a young coach doing well.
I think Barcelona in 2 years will be absolutely fine. If you just look at the players that they've got, you've mentioned Fati, Pedri, Gavi. Don't forget Torres went there. They've got De Jong. I know he's not been playing his best, and he got brought off the other day. You've got Eric Garcia, who's 21, Traore as well, and Rayo is 23. So if you look about the players and what they can do going forward in terms of ability-wise, I think in 2 years, the way Xavi's gone there as well, a lot of people, Barcelona fans said, if they had Xavi at the start of the season, they would have been challenging for the league. I think maybe a year to 18 months, this young team will definitely challenge it.
So let's take you out to Guillem Balaguer, who's in Madrid for us tonight, and he's obviously our Spanish football expert. There's always been this kind of jostling for superiority, Premier League, La Liga, especially when Real Madrid and Barcelona are at the very peak of their powers. How close do you see La Liga to competing with the Premier League right now?
If you're talking about the big clubs, yes, quite clearly Real Madrid, I think they're getting Mbappé. They will continue doing the thing they do, which is get good individuals, and they will always compete. So we'll see them in semi-finals, as we've seen them in the last 11 years or so, and that won't change. Plus they've got a new stadium, which means that a lot of money will come in financially. They'll be able to challenge for the best players, and they will continue at that level. I don't agree with Micah. I think Barcelona are going to struggle big time. They need to finance a new stadium. The youngsters they have, yes, they're good, but are they those match winners that will take them to the next level? Financially, can they get a superstar? They're trying to get one, and they went like, Holland. Oh no, we cannot pay for that one. Salah. No, another one. Lewandowski. And actually, Bayern Munich have laughed at the money that Barcelona would offer Bayern Munich to get Lewandowski. They cannot compete in the market. It's going to take them a long while. Meanwhile, Xavi's learning at the job. He's trying to do the Barcelona of 2010, 2011, not the evolution of Pep. That's a different, where football is going a different place. But Xavi will try to get that. Has he got the players for it, though? Atletico Madrid, Simeone may actually leave if they don't qualify for the Champions League. He's able to. Atletico Madrid can also let him go. I think he will continue. Sevilla, they will continue doing what they're doing, which is trying to get magic signings to compete.
Is that close to the Premier League, yes or no?
No, miles away.
Wow.
Villarreal, $123 million income a year. Liverpool, $600 million. That's the difference, and that will continue being so.
All right, Guillem, good stuff. Thank you very much. Michael, you need new notes, by the way.
It's an opinion. It's an opinion. No, I was waiting, I got to respect his opinion, but we'll see. We'll see. No one gave Barcelona a chance 6 months ago when all this, this crisis. We'll see now. We'll see. We'll see. Come back to me.
All right, we'll see. Villarreal, they come home with this 2-goal deficit now against Liverpool, one of the strongest teams in Europe right now, Liverpool. How do Emery and his team defy the odds and turn this semi-final on its head? We're going to play it out at the tactics screen after this.
That's everything. You want to order Wingstop?
We just got all these groceries.
Yeah, but we didn't get Wingstop.
You know you want that sauced and tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Sure, once in a blue moon, you might need your tires for hauling a horse in a hailstorm. But most days, you're gonna need your tires for tougher things, like teaching your sister's kid how to parallel park. Thankfully, these Cooper Enduramaxes aren't just tough, they're everyday tough. Okay, there's a lot of improvement. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
In a relentless world, connected but alone, trapped by illusion. But there is another path, where the battle to belong begins.
At Jiffy Lube, it's our job to make car care make sense. With personalized service reviews that swap the car talk for straight talk, so you know what your car is telling you and what to do about it. Putting you in the driver's seat of car care, that's a job for Jiffy.
No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees are another reason banking with Capital One is an even easier decision than this.
I'll take Barkley.
Yes! Yep, even easier than that. What's in your wallet?
Villarreal Liverpool kicks off at the top of the hour. Liverpool are a 6-time Champions League winner. Villarreal are looking to reach their first ever final, but the fans of both teams share a deep passion for their teams, and as Guillaume Balaguer tells us, that passion is indelibly etched on the Villarreal crest.
For a team whose namesake means Royal Village and nickname is the Yellow Submarine, Villarreal wear a colour and crest of incomparable depth and vibrancy.
As you guys can see, I'm wearing my Manchester City shirt, my new one, the recycled one. It's pretty sweet, very lightweight, very breathable. Highly recommended.
The three letters at the centre.
You can find it on Amazon right now. I think I got mine for like 50 bucks, dirt cheap. They go for about 70 to 100 to 150 in the stores, but I found it on Amazon. I actually fit into an extra large kids, so this kind of fits me okay. They didn't have the adults for sale, those all sold out, so I do a choice really.
The F was then replaced by a V, finally creating the jewel-like logo and a sleek outline that represents the team's famous name.
Thank you, Guillaume. I tell you what, it looks good out there in Villarreal. Let's take you out to Guillaume and to Jules, because we're now around about 15 minutes away from kickoff, roughly.
Well, Kate, look, the lights have gone out here in the stadium, and listen to this place. They are so excited. This is one of the biggest games in the club's history here at home.
Massive game.
The sea of colour is absolutely beautiful, almost like a rainbow of colour in the stands, isn't there, Guillaume?
It is brilliant. You're going to see the first mosaic ever in the history of the club. You heard the noise. We met Robert Pires before, who of course played here in the previous semi-final in the Champions League with Arsenal. And he said that there was something about this place. It's cozy, it's small, they make a lot of noise, and Arsenal were affected by it, he admitted.
Yeah, all the stars are here tonight. They are preparing for what could be one of the biggest nights in the club's history. Can they overturn this 2-0 deficit and get to the Champions League final? Or will Liverpool get there for the third time in 5 years? Kickoff is so close now, and as you can hear, this place is ready.
Thank you, guys. I think that is the common consensus, right? That if Villarreal do have a chance tonight, it will be because of that tribal support that they have. And you experienced it in that 2006 semi-final.
Yeah, I did. Actually, on the night, we got battered. They had a penalty. I don't think it was a pen, but anyway, anyhow, they got one. They missed clear-cut chances. I thought that ball was in from where I was. Obviously, it wasn't, but they had chances. Like, look at this one. Really think that was going to go in. That's Diego Forlan, by the way. And then, obviously, Jens Lehmann.
What a save!
Saved the penalty. We were all over the place on that night, but we managed to.
Oh, yeah.
0-0. Yeah, because it wasn't a pen.
Honestly, everyone thinks it's Mr. Tonight's here. Baba Boo. Baba You've got on top side.
Baba Boo.
You know, when I crossed that line, there was no Mr. Nice anymore.
Okay.
you know.
Think back to the first leg against Liverpool at Anfield. What was the story of the first game for you, Jamie?
The big thing we mentioned was patience, and Liverpool were not going to get too many chances. They're a little bit fortunate here. It's really poor goalkeeping. You know, we talk about the deflection. That's not the piece of luck. It's just really poor goalkeeping by the goalkeeper, Ulibek, who didn't look great all night. And Liverpool have to work him again. And Villarreal just weren't ready. I think the next goal comes a minute later. Maybe lost their organisation. It's fantastic play by Salah putting the ball through Torres's legs, and then Sadio Mane gets a 2-0. And we mentioned at the time, it almost felt like both teams settled for 2-0, and basically we'll see you next week.
What did you think went wrong for Villarreal, Thierry?
Well, everything went wrong. I think that obviously when you play with Danjuma, that's not a number 9 here, for example. If he makes a better pass, that's a 1v1. He doesn't even jump here. He doesn't even try to battle for the ball. And I thought that's what they missed on the night here. He gets moved out of by Konate too easily. I think if tonight they want to do something, they're going to need a Moreno. They're going to need Boulaïdia to do way better, but especially this guy. You're not in the national team of Spain for no reason. The timing of his run, the way he plays the ball through, is going to be vital for them tonight.
Talk to me about Thiago and the influential role that you think he's having at Liverpool, Micah. Or I'm assuming you think he's having.
No, I think he found it difficult at the start. No, he shouldn't. I found it difficult at the start, but Jamie, of late, he's shown everyone what a great player he is.
Yeah, well, I think everyone found it difficult last year, the situation that Liverpool were in. At times, they had midfielders who he should have been playing alongside, playing at centre-back. Jordan Henderson and Fabinho, for the time, were playing in that position. He picked up a lot of injuries as well in that position, but he's going to be really vital tonight. You see, you're looking at the atmosphere now, and you think of European away games and how important it is for the away team to take the sting out of the game and take the sting out of this Villarreal support tonight, and that will be Thiago's role, to keep the ball and not let Villarreal get a foothold in this game, because this, for Villarreal, is one of the biggest games in their history of their club.
With Thiago with me last year, a lot of people were having a go at him, and you mentioned it, Jamie. It was difficult for everybody at Liverpool last year. But one thing that people do not take in consideration, first and foremost, is to adapt to the Premier League. We all know that. But adapting to the training method of a new coach, a new way of playing. When he was playing for Bayern, he would have been holding more often than not. Klopp was asking him to go and put pressure, leave his position. The pace of the game, the way they train at Liverpool is very intense. So maybe he couldn't adapt to that. But now, wow, he controls the tempo of the game. Once you control the tempo of the game, it's a wrap.
2-0 up, Jamie. Can you relax and watch this, or how do you feel?
No, when a game of this magnitude and you're watching your own team, you always fear the worst. But if Liverpool make a decent start to the game, it look like they're in control, then I will be able to relax and have my Nando's.
Well, maybe if you had a drink, it'd help.
Yeah. Maybe. As I said, everyone else is over there rotten-eyed, haven't they? Including Pops, who actually went to Benidorm last night and then's made the trip to Villarreal.
Nice. Did you get him the ticket? I'm assuming you sorted him out?
Yeah, I've still got a few contacts at the club.
Some friends in high places.
You talked about, obviously, what Villarreal did wrong in that first leg. Can they do anything different tonight? Obviously, they will try, but do you think they can succeed against a Liverpool? And what would they try and do differently?
It's very difficult for me to see them being successful. But we all know one night, one moment, one goal, someone makes a mistake, and then it's game on. I think for me, they need more often than not to make sure that they can counter. If they don't and stay in their half most of the time, they will concede a goal for sure or two.
OK, well, it's time to get you out to the stadium for Villarreal. Liverpool, our commentators are calling the game for you at La Ceramica, Jim Beglin and Peter Drury. Enjoy the first half. We will all see you here in London again at half-time.
Thank you, Kate. So one more twist, perhaps, in this enchanting tale of the improbable. Villarreal, small but beautiful, Imposters in the company of giants, and with justice puncher's chance to render the mighty humble, to earn their right to play in the ultimate game. El Madrigal, bijou, but bouncing.
Here we go.
Stand where this
we are live.
Juventus have stood, Bayern Munich have stood and fallen. There is no name, no reputation at which this place trembles, at which these players cower.
Let's go, Liverpool!
Villarreal were themselves humbled on Saturday by La Liga's bottom team, but of tonight's 11, only 3 were required to start at Alaves, the rest largely rested. 9 of the first leg team return now, but it is all change at the top of the formation. Principal threat Gerard Moreno is back from injury, and with Arnaud Danjuma unfit, Boulaye Dia makes his first Champions League start for 6 months. The Dutch officials are led by Danny Makely. He was last here for Villarreal's Europa League quarter-final against Dinamo Zagreb a year ago. And he has had charge of Liverpool in the recent past at the last 16 and the quarter-final stage of the Champions League. He actually oversaw England twice as well at the European Championship last summer. Well, Liverpool also made a few selectorial compromises for their domestic game at the weekend. Tonight they too go with 9 of their first leg 11. The points of difference are in midfield, where after his winning goal at Newcastle, Naby Keita is preferred to Jordan Henderson, and in the front 3, Diogo Jota is rotated in at the expense of Luis Diaz. Otherwise, as you were, Konate, not Matip, alongside Van Dijk.
This match is brought to you by Expedia, UEFA Champions League official sponsor.
Togetherness, that is what Villarreal have. Parejo, a point of difference with the ball at his feet, perhaps not quite such a stark point of difference as mighty Mo Salah.
Here they go.
This
Kicked
vibrant
off.
sporting community demands of itself to believe that this can be done, and the players kneel publicly again to deplore all forms of racism.
There's some lag between the visual above me
So Liverpool,
and the commentary.
historic giants,
Some lag, okay? Be bear with it.
from in front, and for the 10th time, all Villarreal wide-eyed aspirants against all odds, and for the very first time into our
ball.
continent's showpiece game.
Let's go, Liverpool.
Jim Beglin.
Well, I don't think Villarreal need to suddenly go all cavalier, Peter, you know, in chasing a 2-goal deficit. They can still set up defensively and commit to better attacking football, and they have the capacity to do that. I know it's easier said than done against a rampant Liverpool.
Oh, what a pass.
And the next goal is truly important to what unfolds.
Oh, come off it, Liverpool.
Point from right
Step it up.
fullback. Parejo, Etienne Capoue, and the sturdy skipper Raul Albiol, alongside whom Pau Torres. Defensively, Villarreal precisely as they were at Anfield 6 days ago. Torres' clearance bounced off Jota. Liverpool did lose on their only previous visit here.
That looked as if it went out of play, but the assistants on the other side of the pitch and couldn't see it. So it's just a throw.
Unai Emery, few like him this last decade have mastered the nuance of a 2-legged European tie. He will certainly have a plan. Brought away by Lo Celso. Giovanni Lo Celso, who had Villarreal's only shot last week at Anfield. Such was the degree of Liverpool's dominance, which, truth be told, really ought to have converted itself into a lead greater than just 2. And Jurgen Klopp, few, if any, bestride a touchline with such engrossing charisma. He is unrelentingly driven. Gerard Moreno back up top for Villarreal. Jim, discuss.
Yeah, well, you just mentioned Lo Celso. He played as the second striker, which didn't really suit his game. He's better off playing in midfield, Lo Celso attacking midfield. But just watching Moreno when everybody else had gone in before coming out for the kickoff, he remained there shooting at Rulli.
Delivering. Dia keeping it alive. Estupinian available to him. This is Parejo. Now
oh no!
Whose cross has devil. Capu! 1-0 Villarreal in next to no time.
No way, man.
Hold the back page. There's a story still to be written.
Villarreal is up 1.
Snappily, Villarreal have dragged themselves back into this tale. It is Boulaye Dia's first Champions League goal.
Yeah, and it's unlike Andy Robertson, but he's badly caught by Capu far post. Now, Capu is trying to score here, so in many ways, the fact that he flashed it back across the 6-yard box, he got rather lucky. But Dia was there, he was sharp, he was ready, he got there ahead of Van Dijk, and change.
Liverpool, they weren't marking up enough. Too many open spaces. Liverpool need to mark it up.
Unai Emery went to bed last night and put his head on the pillow. That is what he dreamt. A goal after 3 minutes. A mood-changing goal. And Liverpool tremble a bit.
Several Liverpool players were sharing the gesture with their hands as if to say, now we need calm. We need to keep our heads. Don't get carried away. Don't start doing anything stupid. No more mistakes.
Liverpool cushioned by their Anfield advantage still. Spurred on by the prospect of unprecedented glory this season. They can win everything, as no one before them ever has. But they cannot slip at all. Robertson's free kick. Raul Albiol beneath it. Sadio Mane onto it. Estupinian. Parejo taken back by Alexander-Arnold. This is Naby Keita for Liverpool, who presented it to Foyt. And Foyt lost it to Jota. Thiago, the conductor of the orchestra. Keita. Robertson. Loftily up towards Salah, seen by Estupinian. Clear by Coquelin. Well, there are many, many millions of Liverpool supporters all over the world who won't sympathise with this perspective. But for every neutral football fan, that was the goal craved in order to tee up here an absolutely delicious tie.
Well, we can talk all day and all night about how things might go, and you never know. You never know what's going to happen in a game, a red card early on or something like we've just seen. And that's the beauty of the game we love. I mean, as for the cross in, I didn't even mention Estupinian, which it's an absolutely delicious ball, but it should have been defended better. It really should have. And yes, there's a bit of fortune in it for Villarreal, but who cares in this stadium?
Robertson's throw. Capu charged up. Wherever he's been, Etienne Capu, he has not often been a scorer of goals. And that preference to provide rather than execute manifested itself a little strangely there, a little fortunately.
Nice.
Over the top for Dia, who probably wouldn't have played tonight if Danjuma had been fit. Here's Estupinian.
Who understandably has now got Salah's attention.
Good ball.
Don't go thinking this is a freak. Don't forget Juventus have been here since Christmas and were held to a draw, then well beaten into Turin. Bayern Munich have lost on this ground since Christmas at the quarter-final stage. They're not just picking on Liverpool here. It is in major European terms a tiny little venue, this. Holds 23,500 people on Plaza Labrador, 5 kilometres from the Mediterranean coast. In terms of the Premier League, it's a ground not dissimilar in size to those of Watford and Burnley. See the other Moreno there, the former Liverpool fullback who is part of the Villareal squad but currently injured.
Come off it, referee, let's go!
Salah. Robertson. Challenged by Foyt. Liverpool's free kick.
Yeah, unnecessary from the right back, Villarreal, Foyt. Yeah, he's sticking his right leg out. He's basically made Robertson fall over one leg. When Moreno went down at the other end as well, there was a big appeal for that tug from Fabinho, but the referee, I presume,
this could be a goal, boys.
Liverpool shaken and stirred. Robertson and Alexander-Arnold, as so frequently, either side of their dead ball. Van Dijk has advanced. Konate's in the thick of it. Jota, we know, has a prodigious lead.
Konate is a bully on these.
Robertson plays it in flat. It got a nick off Jota and rolled harmlessly behind. Jota's just a little while without a goal. I say a little while, less part of a month. 6 games since he scored at Manchester City. By Gerard Moreno and back by Robertson. Van Dijk hurried up by Lo Celso.
Yeah, you can feel that Villarreal in the circumstances and with the boost of that early goal, there's real intent now. Real purpose.
Foyt's loopy throw, came down for Tia. Parejo has nailed it, just the wrong side.
Yeah. Well, the most has been made of this as well in the hope that it will bring the referee's attention to the fact that it could be a penalty decision. It was Coquelin who just tried to use the arm of Keita to convince the referee, but he's not convincing me, in my opinion.
Well, this week, understandably enough, Unai Emery has put all of his eggs in this basket. He compromised his selection hugely at the weekend. Sure enough, Villarreal's shadow team was beaten at the bottom team of La Liga, Alaves. Not too many tears were spilt. A few joyous tears if they see this one through. Pau Torres, Gerard Moreno, aimed in towards Diaz, seen calmly enough by Van Dijk.
But there was a reluctance to get the support up the pitch because they were so deep last week at Anfield. It's not a problem this evening.
Floats through. By Keita, Mane couldn't take it. That only goes so far, but Liverpool have to an extent been in this position before during the knockout stage of this year's Champions League, having won 2-0 at Inter. They did, of course, go behind in the second leg, and a two-goal lead then was halved, and there were one or two mildly fractious moments. The difference here is they have almost all of the game still to play.
If Unai Emery pulls this off, he could be the next king of Spain.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, repelled by Coquelin, out by Estupinian. Parejo has lost it, Thiago has lifted it high, and the whistle in any case had gone.
Yeah, well, naturally, Naby Keita was trying to present his case in that he only put his hands up. He didn't do any pulling, but the referee didn't buy that.
Diaz on the chase, shoulder to shoulder with Konate. On by Jota. Chases on for Salah, but he won't get there.
Well, we've got that kind of surface because of the amount of rain we've had all day. The pitch is extremely slick and quick.
It is actually perhaps right to re-emphasise what Jim's just been implying. The weather here is entirely uncharacteristic. If you have a mental picture of the Mediterranean coast, the warmest corner of Europe, then you need to rip it up, because today it has been cold, grey and hammering down with rain. Dia, there is no flag. Van Dijk's at his back. Boulaye Dia, Estupinian, Gerard Moreno, bounced back out off Robertson.
My goodness, nearly another one for Villarreal.
Yeah, I think Robertson relieved that it didn't hit an arm, because obviously Villarreal were claiming that it might be a possible penalty, but it wasn't.
Foyt did well to get out of a corner. Capoue couldn't put in Gerard Moreno. Hit by Parejo, optimistically.
Yeah, Estupinian is an important factor on that left-hand side, arriving late and getting good crosses in, and this is the latest of them. And yeah, it caught Andy Robertson on the head. But Moreno's return to the side has given Villarreal a natural boost.
Thiago. Keita let it run. Alexander-Arnold was on a different page.
I just got a package from the United Kingdom. Special delivery. I have no idea what this is.
Given away to Robertson. Thumped away by Albiol. Thiago couldn't make it stick, but it bounces for Jota. And Naby Keita didn't catch it pure.
Yeah, it hasn't gone down well with his teammates either. Alexander-Arnold and Mo Salah to his right were both irritated by the fact that he's gone for this attempt. Scuffed it.
When Liverpool previously played and lost here, it was also 1-0 in a semi-final in his first year in charge, actually. They lost to a goal in stoppage time from Adrian for Villareal, but turned it around more than comfortably at Anfield. That Europa League tie, won 3-0. Van Dijk away. Lo Celso, Gerard Moreno.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Of it. Capu's got more.
Yeah.
Lo Celso.
Collectible item.
Parejo
Very
closed
sought
down
after.
by Fabinho. Keita hard at the back of Coquelin. Referee was happy with that.
Well, based on what we've seen so far from Coquelin, that's all he wants to do, go down.
Offside against Francis Coquelin. Alexander-Arnold, what a pass! Sadio Mane for Liverpool. Now the flag goes up.
Yeah, it looked as if he had just gone a little too early. And that's the proof. Yeah, almost a repeat of what we saw in the box when Coquelin was looking for a penalty. I guess if Keita keeps raising his arm, then eventually Coquelin might get lucky.
Alisson in Liverpool's goal, beaten inside 3 minutes, having previously kept 4 straight clean sheets against Manchester United, Everton, Villarreal at Anfield, and up at Newcastle over the weekend. 6 hours without conceding, and then it took 180 seconds.
I must admit, they're much bolder tonight, Villarreal, than I thought they'd be. I thought they'd still go on the defensive side of things and then look to try and hit Liverpool on the break again. It's not the case. They're basically trying to take it to them.
Villarreal playing very good.
Foyt's throw, away by Fabinho. Alexander-Arnold going long for Mane again. Mane crashed into Raul Albiol.
Yeah, in the hope of getting on the ball, he had to make contact with Albiol to try and move him out of the situation.
Raul Albiol with his salt and pepper beard now, which betrays that he has been there, seen it, done it several times over. Well into his 37th year. Coquelin, Estupinian. Lo Celso's changed sides. Coquelin face to face with Fabinho. Saw the water splash up there down in that corner. In by Estupinian, beyond Gerard Moreno, hacked away by Van Dijk. Salah couldn't keep it. Estupinian looked to feed it through. Away by Konate, on by Fabinho, touchback by Jota. Lifted up high by Keita. Well read by Foyt, but it still fell for Thiago, who's asked just a bit too much of Sadio Mane. Albiol, good ball. Coquelin, good ball. Gerard Moreno. One more, and Deer was in. Van Dijk covered.
Yeah, all of a sudden now there's an inquest going on in Liverpool midfield as to how easy it was for Villarreal to play their way through.
Nobody plays through Liverpool like that.
No, I mean, Coquelin had all the time in the world to be able to get hold of it and then look for the pass, and there it is. Feeding the right side, and Gerard Moreno.
Gerard Moreno injured his hamstring at Getafe on the 16th of April. He's missed the last 3 games. He returns now to threaten Jurgen Klopp.
Come on.
Coquelin. Lo Celso. Well, idea under pressure from Alexander-Arnold. Look at that. They're playing in a puddle down at that end of the field. Flags up.
Yeah. I'm just surprised, really, that Dia didn't go to ground, because at one stage Alexander-Arnold actually stuck his arm in his back, and it looked as if there was a little nudge, but he remained upright. This is it now. Yeah, I think his knee had probably bent into an offside position. Yeah, and Alexander-Arnold's got to be careful.
Salah's on his way.
There goes Salah, good ball!
Towards Jota. It is Diogo Jota.
Oh, come on!
And out came Rooney. Salah stole, and Mo Salah dragged it wide. And in any case, the referee interpreted it as a foul on the goalkeeper.
Well, yeah, I mean, had the goalkeeper got the ball under control? Well, that's the question. Because Mo Salah ends up getting a toe poke. He has a wrestling match with Estupinian to begin with. And then he just
beautiful ball from Salah.
Jota's denied by that coming together. This is it. But the keeper did get his hand to it, and the referee is absolutely correct on this, because it doesn't matter how long it is. If you get your hand on it, I think an opposition player isn't allowed to make contact. I think we saw that with Kasper Schmeichel not so long ago in the Premier League.
Thiago.
Klopp is telling his players to just calm down.
Away from home in the Champions League this season, Liverpool have won at Porto. They've won at Atletico Madrid. They've won at Milan. They've won at Inter Milan. They've won at Benfica. They are perfect on their European travels. But this one has begun for them imperfectly.
Yeah, Mane has got the decision Liverpool's way too. It broke back off Foyt.
Robertson, Mane, now Torres, stabbed on by Etienne Capoue. There was no one in yellow ahead of it. Konate, too heavy. Klopp has gone with Konate instead of Matip again, as he did in the first leg. John Matip played the Premier League game at Newcastle on Saturday lunchtime.
Good turn from Liverpool.
That's frustrating, Jurgen Klopp. I mean, he's applauding at the moment, but he and Leinders have real concern on their feet in that technical area.
You admitted it surprised you, Jim. Do you think it might have surprised the Liverpool bench? The extent to which Villarreal from the outset have demonstrated adventure?
Well, I don't think Jurgen Klopp would fall for that. I'm sure he's reminded his players that anything can come their way, so you've got to be ready for it. But they were caught. They were caught in the early part of the game, and Villarreal are continuing with the momentum they gained from that early goal.
Oh.
Foyt's header forward, Parejo. Neatly dealt with.
Oh no!
Oh. Slithered, but he did have his own ball tapped by Fabinho.
Yeah, I think at the moment, I think Liverpool are making quite a few mistakes in midfield, whether it be with their passing.
Gerard Moreno, let it get away.
Yeah, whether it's with their passing or they're closing down, they're marking, they're tackling. It has not been great. Yeah, so often that lean can be costly as well.
Good ball.
Thiago. For Capu.
Liverpool need to shut them down. They're giving them way too much space.
Sweet from Gerard Moreno. Capu.
There we go.
Found himself besieged by two in red. Robertson. Fabinho. Mane. Cross came from Pau Torres, foul on Sadio Mane, Liverpool's free kick.
Yeah, he turned it into a foul because he knew that his touch wasn't good enough and the ball had gotten away from him here. And Albiol did him a favour.
Challenged by Benq on Gerard Moreno.
Yeah, they're actually doing that quite well. They're using any contact to go to ground, Villarreal. And it's on their side at the moment. It's working for them.
Deep free kick, which Alisson could gobble up and distribute hurriedly for Trent Alexander-Arnold, who gallops 100 yards in a hurry. Salah, Alexander-Arnold, away by Albiol, brought clear by Coquelin, who's gone down, but the referee has waved the game on, and here is Keita. Alexander-Arnold and Pau Torres to safety.
Well, at some stage the referee should be thinking about a yellow card for Coquelin because he continues going to ground. Now, his movement was into Keita, and yet he's thrown himself up in the air, and that's pure theatre.
Fabinho. Thiago. Bernate.
Come on, ref. Holding them back.
He's fouled by Coquelin.
Yeah, he thought about a complaint to Danny McAlee and then thought better of it.
That's deep. Sadio Mane presents it back to Parejo. And Lo Celso can seek to escape here. Van Dijk got goal side promptly.
I think he was embarrassed last week, Unai Emery, about the lack of danger from his players. And they're higher up the pitch, much higher up the pitch this evening, and that's why you're seeing Liverpool in return looking for that longer route, that ball over the top.
Play it short, Liverpool.
Quite a few occasions.
Oh no.
Moreno. Coquelin really had nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's just another example of it breaking down again for Liverpool. That's happened far too often. It's simple, Peter, the theory. I mean, basically, Villarreal are charged with playing better football tonight in attack, and they're doing that.
I suppose it is worth reflecting in that context that the Dia goal was their first shot on target in the entire time.
Nice, good tackle. Go, 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 go!
Thiago.
Play it through.
Alexander-Arnold shot is after that.
Good
That's
effort.
that attempt to find the room, but it's not the conditions for it, because if you play anything over the top and it hits the surface, it's away.
2 hours into a 3-hour tie. Villarreal have a lead on the night. Liverpool have a narrowed lead in big picture terms. Stupinian, Coquelin, Gerard Moreno, Mulaitia. Up steps Canate, gave it back to Foyt. Moved on by Parejo. Time for Capu to turn. Lo Celso, Parejo. Canate's header clear, Keita's header further clear. Down again by Parejo.
There's no doubt they're one of the coolest teams in the world. I've been hit with a bout of anxiety because of that early strike.
I won't say that it looks as though Villarreal have an extra man per se, but it certainly looks as though they have one more man than they did last week. And maybe that man is the crowd, because it is a thrillingly uplifting ambience inside the ground, and they must be feeling it.
There's another unnecessary mistake. I mean, it could have been given to Canate, and they've been in regular discussion on that bench. We mentioned the technical area a short time ago. Liverpool need to calm down, regather themselves.
Coquelin, it's gone over again. Liverpool have come up with the ball again. Sadio Mane, they're going to hold it for Keita. Eventually gets his free kick.
Yeah, Albiol is like too much use of the arms because he doesn't want to get turned. 36 years of age now.
Yeah. He's a fantastic caricature of himself. If you were to sit down and paint a picture of a grisly centre-half who's done it all, you would paint a picture of him.
At least that left side has slowed down a little bit with the fact that Coquelin was coming inside and Estupinian was making those runs on the outside, and Salah wasn't tracking him at that time, and he got a couple of very good deliveries in earlier on. Of course, the first one being the most important.
Jota, challenged by Pau Torres. Broke for Keita.
Oh no!
Moreno, Lo Celso's alongside. It's Giovanni Lo Celso. Alisson challenged.
Whoa!
The referee has
waved
it clear.
Wow, this is a big decision, and he's now being surrounded by yellow.
The keeper just took out the forward for Villarreal.
It looks like he's made his mind up that he thought Lo Celso was just looking for it. As soon as the little pass from Moreno came through, yeah, he's moved into Alisson. Alisson actually stopped.
This could be a penalty
he pauses
for Villarreal.
And then he's looking for it, and I think that's what's convinced the referee. I mean, he didn't go charging into him. Lo Celso was looking for it. But you know, when you look at it from that angle, you think, here we go. He certainly got the ball, Alisson.
It is one of those that feels as though it depends on the angle. I absolutely take your point, Jim, that Lo Celso was playing for Alisson, and Alisson was certainly playing for the ball. But there is a degree to which this hinges on the referee's interpretation. Gerard Moreno, who played him in, is receiving medical treatment on that worrisome hamstring. The video assistant referee is another Dutchman, Paul van Berkel.
Well, whatever the result, much will be made of that. Yeah, look, he's in the air, he's jumped into Alisson. He's jumped into the goalkeeper, in my opinion. Many will say that it's a penalty that Alisson took him out, but
get it in his hands.
Well, the Dutch officials have had the chance to look at that several times over, and they come to the same conclusion. That boy was there a Liverpool heart in a Liverpool mouth. In a moment, we'll hear from Christina Onkel, our on-hand referee, to interpret that further. Let's just see if anything comes of this first. Gerard Moreno ran into Fabinho. Alexander-Arnold cleared. Back by Albiol. Out again by Konate. Here's a Stupinian. And Boulaïdia. Held up by Konate. Away by Alexander-Arnold. Mane goes sliding in. Stupinian. It's finally out. Christina, what did you think of it?
Yeah, so it was an appropriate decision by referee Danny Mackley. As we can see there was contact by the goalkeeper with the right, getting that ball. Instead, what the forward is looking here is trying to initiate that contact. So it's very good for Danny Mackley to look at that, as well as for the VAR to not recommend it down for a clear and obvious error, because it's not. It's the decision we want on the field.
Thank you, Christina. Absolutely crystal clear, and that concurs with your interpretation.
Yeah, well, I do. I totally agree.
Liverpool getting sloppy with the ball, giving it away.
It's still a problem for Liverpool that is being allowed to happen.
Pau Torres went long. Capu. Away from Robertson. Capu's cross. Coquelin!
Oh, no! Villarreal just scored.
Oh, the cat is amongst the pigeons. This is quite something. This
Great header, though.
Not meant to happen. Francis Coquelin has got big and has scored one of the biggest goals Villarreal have ever scored, and the semi-final is all square.
Well, the Champions League just keeps on delivering surprise. I just think Liverpool have defended terribly. And this is another case in point, because once Capu gets this under control, it's just too easy for him to get away from Robertson to get the cross in to begin with. And Alexander-Arnold is static. He hasn't even tried to meet the run of Coquelin. He hasn't even tried to jump to compete with him, and he just afforded him a completely free header.
Like I said, chat, 4-2.
Watch as a spectator.
It's going to be 4-2. To Liverpool.
Saw this coming. Not this soon, at least.
Here's Mo Salah for Liverpool. Mane's waiting, and Mane was denied contact, but there's Shota. The block is from Foyt, and now the flag is up. Well, two players who have never before scored in the Champions League have scored in this prized competition for the first time ever tonight, and they have this place bouncing as surely it never previously had. And Etienne Capu has 2 assists to his name.
Well, I mentioned the fact that Liverpool have been rattled by this, but I think now that the earlier discomfort they had has turned into a little bit of fear. These players are a bit fearful now. Nothing's working, the cohesion's not there.
Hoisted away by Fabinho. Liverpool haven't lost by 2 goals since April of last year. Lost 3-1 at Real Madrid and went out of the Champions League then, of course, after a goalless second leg draw. They are 2 behind now, and the tie is where it started 6 nights ago at Anfield.
Go on.
Unbeaten in the last 11 away games.
Come on. Giving it away, too easy.
And I really can't remember when I've heard a crowd this small sound this loud. For the purposes of speaking, Jim, to an American audience, I did look up American stadia, which were parallel to this one, and this would be equal to the 212th biggest stadium in the United States. 23,500, Fitton Field, Worcester, Massachusetts. The home of Holy Cross Crusaders in the NCAA Division I Conference. That's what we have here. Just more than 20,000 people, sounding like 200,000.
The Yellow Submarine is not going down without a fight.
Right now, it is Liverpool who are holed beneath the waterline.
This stadium is packed, absolutely packed.
Alexander-Arnold.
You know what I mean? There's hundreds of dollars of tickets. $400 a ticket.
Salah.
$500 a ticket.
Away from Estupinian. Alexander-Arnold. Out by the scorer Coquelin, regathered by Fabinho. This time Coquelin was bolts, and he gets his free kick.
Yeah, Mo Salah made a little bit of contact. And on this occasion, it probably is right to give him the decision. Bouncing. The whole stadium is bouncing.
There's literally people sitting on each other. It's so packed.
We're into 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of an astonishing first half. Lo Celso wanted it back from Gerard Moreno, went to ground, looked hopefully at the referee, but without too much expectation.
Yeah, Van Dijk has just said to Lo Celso, you know, what are you doing there? But that's a problem Liverpool are going to have to deal with, because any contact, we've seen what the men in yellow are up to.
Coquelin. Estupinian. Parejo. Too heavy for Gerard Moreno.
Yeah, and if anybody can pull off that pass, it's he, Parejo. He's normally very, very good at that.
Villarreal have scored with both of their shots on target in the tie.
Jurgen Klopp will be about to deliver his most important half-time team talk for quite a while.
Out by Van Dijk. Robertson competing with Gerard Moreno. Thiago ran into...
That is half-time, boys and girls, half-time. If you guys haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, smash that like. Go get yourself something to eat, something to drink, get some snacks. And I'll see you guys back in about 20 minutes. If you want to leave the stream on to help me out with view time, that'd be great. If not, then I understand. See you guys in a bit, in 20 minutes.
Crazy game. So much for Liverpool's comfort. Right now, it has transformed into acute discomfort. Dia after 3 minutes. Coquelin 4 minutes out from 45. It's Villarreal 2, Liverpool 0 on the night. It is 2 each on aggregate.
This match is brought to you by Socios.com. And Expedia, UEFA Champions League official sponsors.
Get it. Let's get it. Yo, you know we're not shooting threes, right? Definitely not shooting threes.
Introducing Gatorlight.
Stick and move.
Rapid rehydration.
Ready, Dave?
Let's do this, Ryan. Plus a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes.
Really wants this dream house, and Barbie found out about it from Rocket Homes. She did? Well, it's a super competitive market. Everyone wants to buy the dream house.
Better offer Betty, cash offer Carl.
Oh no! Don't worry, she has a verified approval that lets sellers know she's backed by Rocket Mortgage. So Barbie wins!
But we need a house.
You could buy Castle Grayskull. Find and finance your dream house with Rocket Homes and Rocket Mortgage.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Sure, once in a blue moon, you might need your tires for hauling a horse in a hailstorm. But most days, you're gonna need your tires for tougher things. Like teaching your sister's kid how to parallel park. Thankfully, these Cooper and Duramaxes aren't just tough. They're everyday tough. Okay, there's a lot of improvement. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
Got 6 plus 1.
Wingstop?
Who ordered lunch to class? Chloe? Archie? Eleanor? Oh, so nobody will fess up? Fine. I guess I'll just have to eat it all myself.
10 piece lemon pepper with extra range?
Yeah, it's in there.
Some things.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauce in tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Welcome to the halftime report presented by Heineken. Well.
No, why?
No, I'm just saying well.
Tomorrow will be your turn. Relax.
No. Plug in.
How you doing?
Not good.
Should we, let's go through the action, shall we? Talk about making a good start, Terry.
That's exactly what they needed to do. I didn't see that coming that early, in all fairness, but what a ball from Mr. Peñan inside. Robertson goes slipping. Capu it doesn't, or Capu shall I say, and then Boulaye Dia, I think it's his first start for a very long time in the Champions League, and what a moment to come with a goal. But what a ball, eh?
Look at the run from Capu, though. The desire to wanting to get in there, and it's a lovely finish, you know, being alive in the box, and that's what your striker needs.
So that made it 2-1 on aggregate. You can see Unai Emery enjoying the moment. It would swiftly become 2-2 then on aggregate.
Well, Liverpool in the full-back positions have been really poor. Andy Robertson, I mean, probably had one of his first 45 minutes in a Liverpool shirt. Really gets done by Capuy on that side, and then Trent at the far side is just... It's like his feet are stuck in concrete. And Coquelin, who's actually been a bit of a joke, actually, in terms of actually his play acting and going down, but... It's a great leap, and as I said, the two full-backs of Liverpool and right across the back four have been really poor defensively. Midfield also, and I think Jurgen Klopp has got to make changes at half-time.
What would those... Oh, OK, we'll come back to...
I bring Henderson on for Naby Keita, and I bring Diaz on for Jota.
It's again for Diaz.
OK. It could have been 3-0, it could have been worse, Jamie, potentially. At least Villarreal seemed to think that they had a good shout for a penalty. Let's take a look at the incident that led to that.
Again, a really dangerous position. As it's happening, I'm thinking, you know, if he goes round the goalkeeper and maybe the goalkeeper gets sent off and they get a penalty, you're in massive trouble. I actually think, well, I've said this before, we said this last week, I think Alisson Becker is the best in the world at dealing with these 1v1 situations, and he gets the ball. The Celso tries to throw himself into the goalkeeper, but even before that happens, he makes the save as he normally does in those situations. But again, a really dangerous situation. That on another day, could have gone.
I think the referee needs credit as well, though, for staying calm in that moment. A big game, you know, he's in front of the fans. He stayed calm and made the right decision in the end.
You said it's a game. It was you that said it was a game for Diaz, was it? Or was that James?
Yeah, no, I mean.
So what would you change specifically?
I think right now you have likes of Salah that will stay. Obviously, Mane that can dribble past people, but I think it's not a game for Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota is a player that arrives late in the box, from crosses. When you dominate, it's kind of good. But Luis Diaz can bail you out by dribbling or bringing the ball alone on the side. He can do something for you right now. You need someone that can dribble past players right now. I mean, Mane can do that, Salah can do that, but maybe not Diogo Jota like that.
Well, they've led a two-goal lead, slipping us 2-2 at the half. It is rocking at Villarreal right now. We're going to be right back.
It's rocking in here with Mike next to me.
We'll be right back in just a minute.
I graduated top of my class and steered the company out of the red to record profits. Also,
I make 18% more than her.
Verizon is going ultra, and now you can too with the offer you just can't miss. For a limited time, get a 5G phone on us.
Delightful.
With no trade-in required.
I love it.
What's not to love? Verizon is going ultra, so you can get more.
In a relentless world, connected but alone, trapped by illusion. But there is another path, where the battle to belong begins.
Impatience is a virtue. When you know what you want, waiting isn't an option. New Balance, we got now.
Very warm welcome back to the Heineken halftime house. After that astonishing first half Villarreal Liverpool, it is level at the break. That means it is time for our Heineken unmissable moment. Thierry Henry.
We're going to have to talk about the goal of Coquelin on the cross. What a cross from Capu, and Coquelin just comes, and what a header. But for me, the real unmissable moment was the reaction of Jamie. And we decided to have 20 seconds of silence for Jamie.
Sorry. Is that 20?
I think that will be it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Look at it!
Oh, man.
Trying to find a tactic.
Micah, be careful.
Hey.
Tomorrow night.
This is what happened. Arsenal are not even in Champions League, and I'm laughing like this.
All right, that is our first half Heineken unmissable moment. We're going to have more from the Champions League for you after this.
At Jiffy Lube, it's our job to make car care make sense. With personalized service reviews that swap the car talk for straight talk, so you know what your car is telling you and what to do about it. Putting you in the driver's seat of car care, that's a job for Jiffy.
PTI, I need the PDF, COB, aka EOD. What's the ETA?
ASAP, FYI.
See my IM? TLDR.
What?
Too long, didn't read.
We don't need any more acronyms, but we could all use more ways to save.
DMX, YOLO!
GMC Sierra with hands-free driving offers the most advanced and luxurious pickup in its class. Yeah, it rocks.
Gillette introduces the all-new Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar, a razor designed to give you a quick and easy shave. It combines shaving and gentle exfoliation into one efficient stroke. The bar in the handle removes unseen dirt and debris that gets in the way of the blades, giving you a shave as quick and easy as washing your face, so you can look like you put in an effort, effortlessly. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Dolly. Write my face on Dolly, trolley, trolley. Brush us with a tea. Trolley, trolley, trolley. Inner speeds bang. Dolly.
This match is brought to you by Socios.com. And Expedia, UEFA Champions League official sponsors.
They keep playing that ball over Robertson's head. Thank you.
Second post. Oh my God, second post. Second post. Second post! Second post. What time it is, Francis? Second post. You could see it clean. Francis!
Well, I tell you what, who's been in for a treat is Jules Breach and Guillaume Balaguer, who are over there watching this game as it unfolds. Let's listen into their thoughts ahead of this second half.
All I can say is, Kate, wow, what a first half we have just witnessed. Could we be seeing one of the most incredible comebacks in Champions League history, Guillaume? Unai Emery will be saying more of the same in the second half.
Oh my God. It's oh my God, isn't it? It's just unexpected, you have to say. Unai Emery spent the whole week saying, actually, whatever we do, whatever the result, let's make sure that the world sees that we are good, that we're much better than we showed in the first game. Then, in the first 3 minutes, the team showed it. Yes, we are this good. And in the conversation, the fans joined in and started shouting in the first half, yes, we can, yes, we can. Yes, they can.
And they truly believe now, don't they, Guillaume? This second half is going to be something else. We cannot wait. It's about to get underway. Are we going to see an amazing comeback, or will Liverpool score one crucial goal? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, as predicted by Thierry Henry, Luis Diaz is on, Jota is off. Peter and Jim, over to you.
Okay, Kate, strap in, here we go. What happened before half-time was deep into the realms of the unexpected. The Villarreal story has always been an improbable against-the-odds tale. But goodness me, Jim, one doesn't really know what to think of it anymore.
Well, I thought there'd be changes from Jurgen Klopp, but there's only one change, and that's Luis Diaz, and of course you mentioned Jota's gone. I would have taken Kate off and put Henderson on, because he would cover that right flank and the danger being presented much better. And I think he might also, you know, add a little more energy and authority to that midfield. But Liverpool just need to get their act together and do what they do.
Robertson caught by Gerard Moreno. Out by Konate, gathered by Lo Celso. Mane, Diaz, right into Raul Albiol.
3 touches Liverpool had in the Villarreal box in that first half. And that's the lowest from Liverpool in any game this season, all competitions.
Salah. Fabinho. Estupinian. Leading off Salah. Diaz. Taking on Foyt, who stayed on his feet, kept his eye on the ball. 4 times previous to this season, Villarreal have led at half-time in the Champions League. All 4 times they have won the game. Keita, Salah, foul on Naby Keita after the ball had gone. Estupinian's kicked it away and gets one more warning from the referee without a card.
Yeah, a little slap on the wrist, but he knew what he was doing and just obstructing the run of Keita. Yeah, I didn't think that there was enough in that. Luis Diaz, he got stuck in a puddle.
Well, a Liverpool free kick from this range is often the property of Andy Robertson. If he's going direct for goal, if it's destined for the head of Virgil van Dijk or others, then Trent Alexander-Arnold's right foot is the likelier source. And indeed, Robertson has retreated, and Alexander-Arnold has the ball to himself. There's a 3-man yellow wall. Alexander-Arnold dabs it in. It's come off Mane and dropped behind.
Yeah, Mane couldn't see it coming. That's why he didn't react. It arrived very late and basically just hit him because of the pace that was on it. He thinks that there's going to be a Liverpool head getting to this. He could do nothing about it.
Is it important, Jim, for Liverpool to remind themselves, and Klopp perhaps to have reminded them, that they're level in the tie? You know, they're not actually chasing this game. They're just where they started. It's still not, much so it feels otherwise, still not necessarily time to panic.
Yeah, well, you've heard me say this before. Yeah. I think if any manager can get perspective right, it's Jurgen Klopp. He nails it pretty much every time, and I'm sure that's been the case in the dressing room. I'm expecting now the quality to improve. That was the difference. I mean, Villarreal were pretty much playing all the good football in the first half. Liverpool weren't. It doesn't have to be a complicated game, you know.
Gerard Moreno scooped up towards Dia, seen by Konate, collected by Parejo, who's fouled by Sadio Mane.
I think that one might have been down to Fabinho. Might have just kind of dragged him as he got close.
Way by Van Dijk. Welcomed in calmly by Thiago. Space ahead of Keita. He's caught up by Coquelin. He's broken Coquelin's challenge, but not that of Albiol. There's Thiago. Robertson. Luis Diaz. Little conjurer that he is. Konate. Flicked on by Mane. Salah. Alexander-Arnold had nowhere to go.
Yeah, Estupinian has thrown his arm in the air as if to say there's nothing in that. He's trying to obviously get maybe VAR to have a look at this, Alexander-Arnold, because he was just caught on the toe. Not enough for me. And yeah, Keita ran into the brick wall that is Yellow brick wall, I should say, that is Albiol.
By Van Dijk. Now by Parejo. Dia's eyes have lit up. He's offside. Mentioning the size of the stadium, it does hold essentially half the population of the town of Villarreal. It occurs to me that if Unai Emery does lead them to the Champions League final in Paris, at least they can say that more or less anyone who wants a ticket will get a ticket. When Liverpool reach the big finals, that is certainly not the case with their vast, multi-million global support base. Diaz thought he was hauled over. No free kick against Foyt. Lo Celso, Moreno. Off goes Estupinian, who kept it from Salah. Coquelin, Parejo, Estupinian, Dia. Fabinho challenged by Coquelin with an upraised hand. Alexander-Arnold, what a fabulous pass.
That's more like it.
Luis Diaz forcing back Foyt. Teasing Capu. On by Keita. Alexander-Arnold beaten out by Rulli.
Typically by Rulli, he doesn't catch anything. Everything is palmed or punched.
Alexander-Arnold, Salah, nifty. Alexander-Arnold, Rulli's called that one.
That's the direction Liverpool have got to take it. They've got to produce much more of what we've just seen.
Diaz. Teasing Foyt, who gets help from Lo Celso. And Diaz got help from Thiago. Thiago was fouled.
Yeah, Lo Celso just invaded his space.
Robertson for Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's got a deflection and it's hit the crossbar. Closer.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking at Rulli, who basically drifted off his line. And once he took it, the deflection, the spin on the ball, the top spin on the ball, is going to make it start to dip. And he almost got caught.
Of course, Liverpool's opener at Anfield was courtesy of a cruel deflection off Estupinian. In by Alexander-Arnold all the way through to Thiago, whose shot bounces up tamely for Rulli.
Yeah, he didn't get the power on it and knocked it into the ground, Thiago. But what a ball in from Alexander-Arnold. Yeah, off Coquelin, and the keeper is just helpless and very relieved to see it bounce there. Last week he managed to get a hand to that one from Henderson, but that was all.
Stupinian didn't help Coquelin. Alexander-Arnold, Keita. Time to measure a pass for Sadio Mane. Cross comes Albiol. Mane, Diaz got under his volley.
Just got the technique wrong. What a chance that was. You're now watching Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. That's the identity that he's imposed on them, and now Liverpool are just looking like they might start bossing this game.
Liverpool just beginning to find some colour in their cheeks here. Playing here in their 12th European Cup semi-final. Watched by one of their ex-pupils. Of the previous 11, they've won 9, including 3 in the last 5 years. The only semi-finals they've ever lost were their first to Inter Milan in 1964 and most recently to Chelsea in 2008.
Dia made a huge influence on this game early on, and he hasn't done an awful lot since.
If Villarreal go through, I think he'll sign for that.
Well, the Senegalese is probably going to say something to the other Senegalese. Sadio Mane, are you watching?
Robertson, Diaz.
Yeah, I'm sure Diaz is aware as well. I mean, we've already seen one moment that if he does run all the way into that corner, it's going to get a little watery. So he'll obviously want to steer clear of that as much as he can.
Thiago, Keita, Fabinho. Roberts, Diaz. Thiago, nicked on by Salah, taken up by Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then lofted beyond Sadio Mane. Lo Celso should turn out of trouble here, but he's turned into trouble, only to be fouled.
Yeah, and the press is more coherent now. Andy Robertson does just get across him, and the referee waved that attempt at questioning his judgment away.
Lo Celso. Van Dijk was where he needed to be. By Mane, kept in by Diaz. Mane's in a tight spot. Parejo stole the ball back. Gerard Moreno. Roberts. Diaz away from Albiol. Salah sprinting through the middle. Keita's a part of it as well, and this is Naby Keita. In by Keita, flicked out by Pau Torres, further cleared by Capu. Fabinho.
Fabulous work by Diaz.
Alexander-Arnold, Pau Torres out again.
Yeah, and Alexander-Arnold is a much more prominent figure in the second half too.
And oddly enough, as thrilled, as excited, as frankly shocked and surprised as they were in the first half, the Villarreal supporters now are hinting at anxiety themselves, whistling the extent to which Liverpool have possession. They've been taken here to the very edge of paradise, and they are scared of the prospect of having it whipped away.
Well, that 1 foot in Paris is no longer there.
Was that Paris or Paradise? Alexander-Arnold.
Take your pick.
Keita. Up by Torres.
Yeah, I guess in current circumstances, Carabao Cup, FA Cup final, it would be paradise if they could pull this off.
Salah, Fabinho, no flag, Fabinho! Thunders it through the goalkeeper and re-establishes the preeminence of Liverpool. He just crashed it home. His first Champions League goal for Liverpool is a critical Champions League goal for Liverpool.
I think it's fair to say at this stage that Jurgen Klopp has got his message across. Capu has just, gone to try and close Salah down, which affords the space for Fabinho. And he thought about looking for the runners into the 6-yard box, but in the end, you could see him looking for them. In the end, he thought, oh, let's just try it. And I think the keeper should have done a better job than that, Peter. It shouldn't be going through Rooley's legs, not from that distance. And that's poor goalkeeping. And that's a very soft one in affording Liverpool a way ahead again.
Liverpool's lead vanished. It has reappeared. 2-1 down on the night. The one is all that, for the time being, matters. Robertson. Normal service having apparently been resumed. Capu ran into Fabinho and kept on sliding through. And the referee has gone to his pocket and his card is yellow.
Did you see a little flash of red there?
Yes.
For a moment I thought, surely not. It looked like a yellow card foul all night long.
So Capu in the book. It was low enough to be yellow rather than red.
Yeah.
Konate. Mane's the chaser.
Yeah, Konate has overhit pretty much everything from back to front tonight, which was one of the main problems as well in the first half.
Worth saying, incidentally, of Ibrahim Konate from a statistical viewpoint, that he still hasn't lost a game with Liverpool. 23 unbeaten for the club coming into this. Capu's won the header. Boulaye Dia. Konate stood his ground.
Surely Dia should have taken that on.
Coquelin. Capu. Parejo. Estupinian. Coaxed in towards Gerard Moreno, who couldn't make it stick to his chest.
Yeah, and just a little look back on it again. Fabinho, once Salah got to it, very much onside, not really a point to question. Moreno's best hope all the time is just to try and bump into Van Dijk, and I think he's feeling that hamstring more and more now as the game progresses.
Diaz away from Foyt. It's Luis Diaz for Liverpool, and it is deflected wide.
Well, pretty much as ever, he's electric. He brings an electricity all the while to his game. And Albiol got the touch. Luckily, it didn't direct it just inside the post. And it just managed to glance off the outside.
Alexander-Arnold plays it in. Konate was competing for it.
Yeah, as he tends to do. I mentioned in the first half that he can be a bully on those set pieces. And he certainly made sure he got to that as well.
Big goals over the way against Benfica.
Yeah, it wasn't that far away.
Keita, Sadio Mane.
This is what we saw at Anfield.
Alexander-Arnold, Diaz! Liverpool are boss now. The little electric Colombian has switched them back on. And they are now surely Paris-bound.
That foot has arrived back in the French capital. He has made a huge difference in the second half, Luis Diaz. And now it's just a case of Villarreal getting things wrong. I mean, the movement's absolutely perfect. He stayed on side. And even though it's not his best header because it's down at the goalkeeper, it still manages to squirm through. And that will do. And Liverpool have returned to last week's dictation.
And Villarreal, having achieved the near impossible once, are going to have to try and do it all over again. And it hurts. And they are making a raft of changes here, throwing on Chukwueze for Gerard Moreno, and throwing on also Moy Gomez in place of Coquelin. I beg your pardon, Pedraza.
Yeah,
Pedraza,
yeah.
in place of Coquelin.
Who's playing on the left-hand side, and Lo Celso has now gone to that second striker role. And Chukwueze is going to play from the right of midfield.
In by Stupinian, on by Capoue, out by Keita. Now Torres with the backward header. Albiol was in charge. Long from Rulli. Up in the air by Konate, chased in by Dia. Pedraza was coming back from offside.
Yeah, he just took a little blow there, Konate, but not too much from Dia.
Alexander-Arnold. Keita.
I just wonder, you know, how much energy is left in Villarreal legs now because of the effort they put in that first half.
Gerard Moreno was surely worth the risk.
You know, he did all he could.
Yeah.
He gave it everything he had.
It would be surprising if he was lining up against Sevilla on Sunday. Estupinian. Konate reached. Capoue. Estupinian. Whatever he said it right again. Unai Emery has only ever beaten Liverpool and only ever beaten Jurgen Klopp once, and that was Sevilla's Europa League final in Basel, May 2016. They've had some great ding-dongs before, never mind 2-2. They had a 5-5 draw once in the League Cup at Anfield.
And there's the movement from Luis Diaz on the Alexander-Arnold cross. And it was a beautiful cross as well on his weaker foot.
Foul by Chukwueze. Scored a very good goal at Alaves, actually, Samu Chukwueze. Mazy run round 3 or 4 defenders. Shot through the goalkeeper, probably should have been saved, but even so.
His goal against Bayern Munich as well, which got them here, wasn't too bad either. Knocked it into the ground a bit, but it beat Neuer.
Side against Salah. Torres seeking out Chukwueze. Can't keep it from Robertson. Diaz. Van Dijk, Fabinho. One back by Pedraza. Touched on by Dia a little wearily.
Yeah, Alexander-Arnold doesn't want to be giving them any encouragement.
Oh, it's lovely from Mane. Luis Diaz. Diaz tackling back. Foul by Fabinho. Torres to the free kick. What a difference Diaz has made, Jim.
Well, he's had 4 efforts at goal as well, Peter, and I think nobody else in the team has made more than 1. And he comes in at half-time for the second half. And I mentioned it before, he's made a huge difference.
Scored in Lisbon against Benfica a couple of rounds ago. Here's the man again.
5 efforts on target in the game as well.
Sadio Mane's on his way and Rooney has come. Mane against Foyt. His left foot behind as well. Sadio Mane must score! Beyond all reasonable doubt, Liverpool European Cup finalists for a 10th time. There ain't no stopping them now. They've done it the hard way tonight. But for all the first half angst, now second half liberty and joy.
Well, for Villarreal it was first half explosion. It's been second half implosion. And the keeper has come a long way. And you know what I'm going to say, Peter, when keepers come that far, they have to get there. They have to get something on the ball. Rooney didn't. He's made yet another error in this second half. And Sadio Mane, cool as you like, to take it away from the attempt by Foyt, the desperate attempt to stop him. And he had the easiest job, really, of just rolling it into the back of the net. But this was where it started to get really bad for Villarreal, and it looks like they're thoroughly beaten now. Yeah, doing it the hard way, Liverpool, but they're getting it done.
Far from losing their lead, Liverpool have extended it on the night now. And that didn't seem likely at the break. And I guess for supporters of this proud and plucky little club, it's going to be one of those nights that goes down in folklore. The night they really were 2-0 up in a Champions League semi-final. They were that close. They were that close. Just one more, just one moment Were you there that night in 2022 when we looked as though we were going to knock out the mighty Liverpool? There'll be grandchildren told about this game in 50, 60 years from now. But it's going to be a story with a sad ending. A yellow card for Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, he just decided not to go into the tackle and just pull Pedraza over.
Parejo, it got its flick and it had Alisson scrambling. Pedraza, I think, near post.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to convince the referee that it came off a Liverpool head. It looked like it was Pedraza, and indeed it was. He just got the little gentle flick on. Barest the touches. This Liverpool team has broke the scoring record that existed in 85-86 when the double was won. It was 138 goals scored in that season. They've hit 139 with lots of games to go still, and they deserve it because they're a fantastic outfit.
And right, Jim, that you should break that statistical news, since you were part of the team whose record has been bust. The double winners of 85-6.
Yeah.
Rush and Dalglish got the bulk of those.
Yeah, I got one. Yeah, this is the real relaxant. When Sadio Mane delivered that, then every Liverpool supporter in this stadium knew we're there.
And another flurry of change. Estupinian gives way to Trigueros. It's the end for Etienne Capoue as well. And indeed for Raul Albiol. Liverpool also making a change, or three. Jordan Henderson's come on for Naby Keita. Tsimikas has come on for Robertson. Curtis Jones is waiting his turn to go on. Just to run through those Villarreal ones, it's Trigueros for Estupinian, Aurier for Albiol, Alcacer for Dia. And Curtis Jones, as mentioned, is getting his turn too. Jones for Thiago, by the way, is that change. Here's Mane, and Mane has found Henderson, and Henderson found Curtis Jones, whose first contribution might have been to add a Liverpool goal. Here's Tsimikas newly in at left-back and overclubbing.
Yeah, well, he's basically thrown his hands onto his face, Curtis Jones, as if to say, oh, how I didn't convert that. Can't believe it, because Henderson teed him up, and the keeper has done well to actually get his leg down and catch some of the ball.
Van Dijk over the top. Diaz. Foyt, who's now actually playing centre-half with Aurier at right-back for Villarreal.
Yeah, and they've got Pedraza playing at left-back now to accommodate Trigueros, who's playing left midfield. Aurier obviously at right back, and Paco Alcacer is playing his number 9 position.
Well, it's been said since time immemorial that a semi-final is the worst game to lose. Nobody remembers a semi-final loser, but they will remember Villarreal. Henderson, Salah's on his way, Rooney's come again. This time he got a hand on the ball and a foot. Yellow card for Lo Celso in amongst it all.
Yeah, just had a little clip at Fabinho.
Well, Real Albion will probably not get another crack at this. Actually, Villarreal are certain qualifiers for Europe out of La Liga. Still got a little bit of work to do, and they've got a very tough run in. Chukwueze, away by Konate. 3 of their last 4 games, Villarreal, against top 6 teams. They got Sevilla and Real Sociedad to play here. They finish at Barcelona. And they are being chased for their 7th position, which would get them in the Europa Conference League, by Athletic Bilbao, and 8th, just a point behind. It's not a gimme, and given what a high they have been on tonight, it may be that there is a little bit of a flat reaction to this. It's going to be tough for them, this run-in. As for Liverpool, well, extraordinary. They just keep doing it, and all 4 still on. Henderson.
Big game after big game, big goal after big goal.
Another Liverpool change. Fabinho rests for what remains of it. As the Villarreal supporters ponder what might have been. And James Milner, another footballer of a ripe old age, who attracted an awful lot of love and praise, not just from those fans, but indeed from the opposition camp after his exceptional performance at Newcastle at the weekend. Trigueros, out by Van Dijk, back by Aurier.
Lo Celso's the one gone down, but Konate looked as if it was clear.
How Torres has gone thrusting himself in, and as we head towards the last 5 or 6 minutes, Danny Macaulay has some peacekeeping to do. He doesn't want Torres to run away before he's shown him a yellow card for what was, at best, rugged.
Yeah, I mean, he knows ball's gone, Mane's away, so he just goes through him. But Mane's a gritty character. He doesn't milk it like some. 1 or 2 tears, which is understandable too.
Henderson. Curtis Jones went flying. Oh, Capoue is shown a yellow card. And that turns red. Etienne Capoue, from first half utopia to second half despair. The creator of both of Villarreal's goals on the night doesn't get to see the night through. A second yellow card to match his shirt, and a red to match those of his opponent.
I think that exemplifies the fact that they've run out of energy, they've run out of legs. In the second half, Villarreal, it's all caught up on them, along with Liverpool's change in approach.
Salah. Mane. Jones. Salah. Salah. Woody. He's stopped by Foyt. Diaz. Tsimikas. Clouted out by Pau Torres. Henderson got under it.
But you couldn't foresee this in the first half because Liverpool were queuing up to try and score there, and in the first half there was absolutely none of that. I think he will take pride in what they managed to do in that first half. They gave the whole of Castellón and Villarreal hope.
And that first half performance, and indeed this season's campaign, is reflected in what now is a truly moving demonstration by the supporters of Villarreal, who to a man, woman and child have been up off their seats, singing their songs, waving their flags and scarves. As much as anything, it's a display of civic pride for what is essentially a community football club, which punches ridiculously above its weight. Successive away wins for Liverpool. Aurier, Chukwueze.
Yeah, I think the last time Liverpool went away in a Champions League semi-final was back to my time too, against Panathinaikos in '85.
Did you not score?
I scored in the first leg. We were 4-0 up when we went to Athens. Mark Lawrenson got the only goal in the Greek capital.
Liverpool have 5 on 2 here. Luis Diaz, Sadio Mane, it feels inevitable. Mo Salah, it wasn't quite inevitable.
Yeah, another cue at 4. That's how easy it's become at the end of this game. They've run themselves into the ground, Villarreal. They can't stay with Liverpool. And you can certainly describe this as a game of two halves.
Alcácer, Parejo, Trigueros. Aurier's on the overlap. Tsimikas isn't having it. Corner given and taken hurriedly. Lo Celso. Aurier beyond Alcácer. Flicked on by Van Dijk and out by Alexander-Arnold. Salah. Pedraza. Held up by Milner, hacked away by Alexander-Arnold. Parejo. Pedraza.
Yeah, arguably the best manager on the planet at the moment is Jurgen Klopp. And we've probably got to give him the biggest assist of the night because he sorted an awful lot out at half-time. Liverpool were a mess first half. They were immense second.
Trigueros. Pedraza. Lo Celso. Quick one on to Murchin. Who did Liverpool play in the final?
City. I still think they can go there and do what they need to do.
We'll see.
I'm immediately regretting that prediction. That's Real Madrid for you.
Yeah. Liverpool greedy for more, but But the referee has held them up so that Sir James Milner is properly treated and so that the ball is still. And above this noisy civic pride, you can still just about detect the tone, the Scouse tone of Liverpudlians singing their anthem, You'll Never Walk Alone. They've won it in Paris before. Ooh la la. Lo Celso, Aurier. It's a wonderful sight, a wonderful backdrop for the last knockings of a wonderful game. Aurier, Lo Celso, picked off by Tsimikas. And that is going to be that. Terrifically proud supporters on a very proud night for their club.
That's it, everybody. It is 5-2 to Liverpool. They absolutely crushed it.
Liverpool will play again in Europe's greatest game for the third time in 5 years, for the 10th time in their glorious history. The Liverpool flies to the European Cup final, and for Liverpool, all four are still on. They got it done. Somehow they got it done.
Big shout out to Liverpool making their way through. It's going to be Manchester City and Liverpool in the finals. I just see it now, and it's going to be a great game. Thank you guys for showing up. Subscribe, smash that like, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Peace out, everybody. Have a good one.